The Philadelphia Eagles absolutely pummeled the Washington Commanders yesterday. So now the question is Jaden Daniels' rookie year is over. What is his second year going to be like? Will Jaden Daniels get even better and be one of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the league? Or is he going to have a CJ Stroud type fall off? What we saw with CJ Stroud is that guys got used to the way CJ played. Guys started to be able to ID what does CJ Stroud do well. And year 2 wasn't nearly as good as his first year playing quarterback in the NFL. Are we going to see the same thing with Jaden Daniels? Because what made Jaden Daniels dynamic this year is that you never knew what he was going to do. Is he going to throw? Is he going to run? Is it an RPO? Is it a designed run? You're always on your toes while guarding Jaden Daniels. Year 2, if a team doesn't play the Commanders until week 8, they will have 24 total weeks of Jaden Daniels film plus the playoffs. So I guess like 26 weeks of Jaden Daniels film to be able to ID what it is that he does that kills teams. So, in my opinion, Jaden Daniels' rookie year is going to be better than his second year because teams are going to be game planning for him every single game. There's a way to shut down Jaden Daniels. We just don't know what it is yet. But defensive coordinators are going to get paid the big bucks to work all offseason to design schemes and game plans for one man. Number 5, second year quarterback, Jaden Daniels. His second year is going to be a little bumpy. It's going to look the way CJ Stroud's second year looked. They're still going to make the playoffs. The Commanders are a ball club now. They're still going to make the playoffs. But in terms of individual stats and accolades, we're going to see a bit of a fall off here from Jaden Daniels. So just be prepared. Don't be surprised. No joke, Saquon Barkley is the best running back that I've ever seen in my entire life. It's unreal that he's doing it every single game, and not only the stats. It's not just like he's putting up stats, but the runs he's making every single game. Break a tackle, juke a guy, switch directions, go upfield. My dad put on Facebook yesterday, he said, "You've never seen Barry Sanders and Saquon Barkley in the same room." I think that's a fact. I think that's a fact. Saquon Barkley is what people tell us that Barry Sanders was back in the day. His run yesterday broke 2 tackles, bucked through 2 guys, puts his left foot in the ground and switches direction before anybody else could even think about it. And he was gone 70 yards to the crib. But he has a long run like that every single week. The New York Giants have to be sick letting Saquon Barkley go. Saquon getting the Super Bowl is going to make the Giants feel like the biggest idiots in the entire world. People say that Jalen Hurts isn't an elite quarterback, so theoretically, the Giants could be doing exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles are doing this year if they had kept Saquon Barkley. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, invest in your offensive line, and you'll score every possession. That's all the Eagles are doing. The only curveball is that Jalen Hurts sometimes runs the ball himself, sometimes he'll throw the ball, but Jalen Hurts always makes the right decision. And what makes Jalen Hurts a top 3, top 4, top 5 quarterback in the league is that he's unselfish. He doesn't need the stats. If I have a Saquon Barkley, let that motherfucker run. Let him run. Take the entire game over, Saquon. And me as the quarterback, I'll go get a Super Bowl ring off your back. That's what Jalen Hurts is doing. Jalen Hurts is the smartest quarterback in the league. He's not asking the coach to put more pass plays in the book. He's saying, "Yep, hand it off where? Hand it off how? What's the scheme? Okay, coach. Okay, coach." That's all Jalen Hurts does. People keep pushing a narrative about a Chiefs Bills rivalry or a Josh Allen Pat Mahomes rivalry. There's no rivalry. Josh Allen's never won a road playoff game, and he's never beaten the Chiefs in the playoffs. Pat Mahomes is Josh Allen's father. For all that we're concerned, there's no rivalry. There's no going back and forth. The Chiefs have a strong hold over the AFC. As much as we like to say, oh, there's so many good teams in the AFC, and the Bills, and the Bengals, and the Ravens, and the Steelers, and the Chiefs are far and away. for the last 4 years, and it looks like the next few years too, the best team in the AFC. And there's no team close. The Bills weren't close to being as good as the Chiefs. The Ravens aren't close to being as good as the Chiefs. Like, is Pat Mahomes that good? I guess the answer is yes. Like, we've seen him continue to do it. But Pat Mahomes is like becoming the LeBron James or better of the NFL. The way that Pat Mahomes is dominating the AFC is the way that LeBron was dominating the Eastern Conference. Except Pat Mahomes is doing it better because he's putting rings on his finger every single year. College game day was supposed to be coming to Lexington, Kentucky for John Calipari's return to Kentucky, but they moved it to cover Duke UNC. Why is that? So I've heard a couple rumors. Some people are saying the matchup's just not as good anymore because Kentucky's lost a few games, Arkansas's lost a handful of games. They're just saying it's not worthy of college game day because Duke and UNC are playing. Don't buy that. I heard another rumor that Seth Greenberg on ESPN has so much respect for Coach Cal that Seth Greenberg said that he was going to quit working for ESPN if college game day was still at Kentucky because he didn't want to see people boo Calipari and he didn't want to see Calipari get shit on. Are you joking me? You are a grown man saying that you will quit your day job if your friend gets his feelings hurt. You don't even know how the Kentucky fans are going to react to John Calipari. The Kentucky fans might love John Calipari. He was a great coach for us, and we love Kentucky people. While Coach Cal was here, if he would have ran for mayor of Kentucky, he would have got it. He would have won. He could have ran for any office in Kentucky as our basketball coach, and we would have elected him into office. That's how much Kentucky fans love John Calipari. So I don't know if I have to be the one to say this, but Kentucky fans, you better not boo John Calipari. You better not do it. We as Kentucky fans were running John Calipari out of town. Everybody that you know as a fan was saying, "Oh, we want Cal to leave. We need to fire Cal. Get rid of Cal. He's too old. He's washed up. He can't do this. He can't do that." He left because nobody wanted him anymore. That's what a good guest does. Good guests don't stay around till you ask them to leave or you make them leave. Good guests recognize, they read the room, and John Calipari said, "Oh, my time here is done. I've overstayed my welcome. I'm going to go to a new school and try things out." Kentucky fans, when you see John Calipari enter the arena, stand and clap. To both of your feet, stand up, clap, and applaud the man who brought us some of the best basketball that we have ever seen in the state of Kentucky. The entire NBA, every NBA team has a Kentucky player from that John Calipari era. The moments that we lived, a championship, SEC championships, all the times that you experienced going to Kentucky basketball games, watching with friends and family, you were doing with John Calipari. Don't turn your back on him now. Respect him, stand and clap, and do not boo John Calipari. Trade deadline for the NBA is 2 weeks away, and the Lakers are still trying to make a move. Anthony Davis was doing an interview the other day, and he said, "Yeah, we still need to make a move for another big man." Why? Anthony Davis, you're the big man. You're 6'11", all defensive team for year after year, came out of school as a shot blocker. Anthony Davis, you are the big man. Assume that role. This is the NBA. That doesn't mean that all you can do is play offense. If you're the defensive guy and you want to win a championship, realize that your window is about this big. LeBron's getting old. Your window is about this big. You are the big man, AD. Tell Rui to step up at the 4, play better minutes. AD, you play the 5 like you've never played the 5 before. Don't even touch the ball on offense. You go on defense, give 100% effort, block every shot that comes up, and the Lakers could win a chip. The Lakers don't need more people. The Lakers need to switch their roles. Play a true point guard. Stop having LeBron man the ball so much. Put LeBron at the 3 and let him just play the 3. He doesn't need to be on ball. Tell LeBron to pass and cut, get open backdoor, get easy buckets, and then he'll have energy to play more defense. Anthony Davis, go play the 5 and go play defense. Let's depend on other guys to score. If we let the other 4 guys on our team, including LeBron, score, the offense will flow. The offense will flow, and when they stop playing off AD go get a bucket. AD should get 10 points a game, 8 blocks, 15 boards, 6 assists. That should be his stat line every night. He doesn't need 25 points. He doesn't need 30 points. You don't need that out of your big man. You need block shots and rebounds. Why are the Miami Heat bringing Jimmy Butler back? Why are the Miami Heat bring Why are the Miami Heat bringing Jimmy Butler back? This is becoming a tired saga. They suspend him. He comes back for one day. He does something crazy. They suspend him. He comes back. Still has an attitude. It's like he wants a trade. Jimmy Butler's father passed away last year. So everything that he thinks about with Miami, all the time that he has spent in Miami up until this point was with his father. He lived with his father in Miami. So his experience of the place, it's not the team, it's not the basketball. Jimmy Butler doesn't want to be in Miami anymore. He wants a fresh start as a human being, as a real person. It's not about the basketball. You have to trade Jimmy Butler. He's not going to be productive for the Miami Heat. And this offseason, he's going to be gone 100%. So stop torturing him. Stop bringing him back and asking him to play basketball. He's not going to respond to that the right way. Trade Jimmy Butler. Let Jimmy get a new lease on life. Let Jimmy get a new start. And then you can get either some fresh young guys and a bunch of picks or a great pick in exchange for Jimmy Butler. There can be a win win in this situation, but the Miami Heat have to realize Jimmy Butler will never play for their team again. Tiger Woods' new event is indoor golfing, but like in a competitive style. It's really interesting. Obviously, the cameras and the simulators that he have are a lot better than like your neighborhood golf simulator. But there are shots, and there have been a few shots that have happened on his competition where, for example, Tiger Woods hit a ball with his driver. It went like 200 or 200 yards and it went in the water. It's like that's not how far Tiger Woods hits his driver. The simulator messed up, right? And so that's why I think that this show will struggle. No matter how much money you have, he has the best simulators in the world, I'm sure. No matter how good his simulators are, no matter how much money he has, those simulators are never going to be like real golf. Everybody's been to a golf simulator. It's not like real golf. A lot of the clubs that you hit don't go the distance that your clubs hit. The ball doesn't always go where you hit it. Sometimes you hit the ball and the monitor doesn't even pick it up. The sensors don't even catch that you had hit the ball at all. And then putting on an indoor surface, I mean, don't even get me started about this. But it's just like the whole idea is great for Tiger Woods as an older golfer. The way that he markets it is going to be 100% of the success of the league. But the idea of playing golf inside is not a realistic activity. That's not something that people are going to continue to sign up to watch. I wouldn't leave my house, get in my car, and drive to watch Tiger Woods play golf indoors. Why would I do that? You know what I mean? If I was going to watch Tiger Woods golf indoors, I might as well just watch Tiger Woods golf on YouTube while I'm indoors. That's a better trade off. So, Tiger Woods, this league is going to be short lived. Unfortunately, I think it's a great idea. You are Tiger Woods, so the golf realm is yours to play with and yours to figure out. But just in terms of entertainment value, I don't think that this is what people want to see. So what I will say is that Duke has a good basketball team. But ACC basketball this year is so weak that the things that they're doing we can't even take into account as wins. 17-2 while playing in the ACC is similar to being 17 or similar to being a 15-5, 14-5 in the SEC. Duke would have dropped a couple more games if they were playing in a better basketball conference. For example, Duke played Kentucky. Kentucky beat Duke. That's one of their two losses, one of the only SEC teams that they played so far. SEC basketball is so physical that while Duke has Cooper Flag and Con Canoopel, those guys aren't physical enough to play ball in the SEC. And they know that. Everybody who plays ball in the ACC or transferred to ACC or committed to ACC to play basketball last year, they went there because they weren't cut out to play SEC ball. All of the money is in SEC for basketball. All of the competition is in the SEC for basketball. All of the good teams are in the SEC for basketball. So yeah, Cooper Flag's not cut out to play in the SEC. Duke as a basketball team isn't good enough to play in the SEC. And so when you get into the tournament, I don't know how many rounds they'll win. But if they play an SEC team at any point in the tournament, that's who Duke is going to lose to. It could be first round John Calipari, Arkansas, and Duke won't have the athletes to beat them in the tournament. Keep an eye on that. Eddielinks is calling it now. Duke basketball will get upset by the first SEC team that they play in the NCAA tournament. Alabama basketball is really, really, really good this year. Nate Oates is proving once again that he's the best coach in college basketball. The schemes that he puts on the court, the amount of three-pointers that his team gets off, and then just the spacing that Nate Oates has when he designs these sets makes him the best coach in college basketball. He does it every single year, but his mind for the game is what's changing college basketball as a game. Nate Oates is the reason that guys like John Calipari are getting aged out of the game. Even Coach K would have had a hard time competing against a Nate Oates basketball team. So Alabama is the real deal this year. They have shooters, they have big men, they're athletic, they play fast, and they play aggressive. That's tough to beat. When you look into the NCAA tournament, Alabama's my team and they're my pick to win it all. Not as a fan. I'm not an Alabama fan, but just from watching basketball, taking basketball in, I think Alabama has the stuff to be the NCAA champions.